If you didn't know, I have a yoga school called the Mindfulness School, and we just put 2 new teacher trainings on the books. One of them is a hybrid where we'll do part of it online and then we'll meet for a few weeks here in beautiful Bali. And then we have another option that's fully virtual. Both of these will start January 2026, and you can click the link in the description to learn more. And also there's another link in there to get a freebies pack so that you can get some videos of lectures and asana classes and some meditation to get a feel of what it's like inside the Mindfulness School. Hello and welcome to your practice. Maybe just a big sigh to begin. It is a wild world out there. And I think that these practices, finding ways that work for us, that work for you, to return home to the body and to the moment when there's so much to take our attention, so much that also needs our attention. And the way in which that we can resource ourselves allows us not only to see the things that actually are just distraction, but to turn towards resource in a resourced way, that which we can be supportive to. So in both areas, this is not just luxury self-care. These practices, whatever they are for you, possibly yoga, if you're watching this being one of them, somatics, embodiment, but truly a way to show up more fully in our bodies, in our lives, and in the world. So it's big work. It's a big effort. So today we're going to move slow and observe. We're in this sensory landscape here. We have so many little knobs and levers on us and ways in which we can, shift the way that we feel. We can lean more into the way that we feel. I'm just going to explore a little bit of that. Gabrielle Roth says that in between the head and the feet of any individual lies 1 billion miles of unexplored wilderness. So maybe we just take a peek at a mile or two today. Find a comfortable enough seat. Notice your breath. And there's no need to fix it or change it or anything like that, but just notice it as it is, how it is. This nectar of the breath. And then bring the hands to you, and you can choose where, maybe below the navel point. This is kind of the center of the body, but it may feel better to bring them to the heart center as well. A couple different centers that we have. See what feels good, how it lands in the system. And just breathe into that space. And maybe it's one hand on the heart and one hand on the low belly. There's so many ways to return. There's also so many ways to leave, and then we get to practice the return again. And it's so important that we also celebrate the moments when we recognize that we're lost, because that's the only time that we're aware enough to make the pivot to start to meander back. Another round of breath here. And then wherever your hands are on your body, maybe some gentle tapping and flickering of the fingers or the palms, just to kind of enliven some sensation. Just a few rounds of breath here, and maybe it's big, maybe it's small. And a couple of hums, feeling the vibration sound in the body as well, letting that be another layer of exploration. Ooh. All right, and then big open, like let it be dramatic. Open up big and wide, arc the back. Maybe the palms come up. And then bring the right arm over to the left, and we're going to take the fingertips and just trace them very gently across the left arm, to the shoulder and across your collarbone. Just feel what you feel as you feel it. Open all the way back up and then switch sides. Left hand taps at maybe the palm, and then it's a slow traverse across the map of you. And then another time or a couple times on each side, depending on your pacing. And the slower that you go, possibly the more that you can hear, often the case. Let the fingers drip down behind you. Roll the shoulders back. Open the heart. Open the throat. And stick the tongue out as you breathe out. All right. Let's maneuver into tabletop. And when you get there, you can let it be quite experimental. Just see what's here. And then the hips can go forward and back as well. Round, arc the back. Lots of possibility. And then bring the hands wide off the side of the mat. And then bring the right shoulder down as you gaze towards the left. And this is everything's optional, but just see how it feels in the body and then kind of puff up center and do same on the other side. Just switch side to side. I used to do this in goddess pose a lot, and one day I just thought, hey, why not? It feels quite nice here. Or any other version of exploration you'd like to do right here. Some big barrel rolls. So big, circular, slow, bringing some slither energy in. And then switching sides. Just kind of meeting any nooks and crannies in the body that maybe haven't been given much attention, and say hello. Yeah, all right. Bring the hands back onto the mat, tuck the toes, lift the hips and push into the hands. Push, till you find yourself in a really soft downward facing dog. Pedal out, knees are really soft. And then slowly walk the hands, one handprint by the other handprint back to the feet. Knees stay really soft the whole time. And then push into the feet, and we'll slowly roll up, but by way of roots. Letting that push down be the delivery system into a stance, and find a little shake in the body when you get there. In the same way that we walked the hands slowly back to the feet, you're going to walk the feet up to the top of the mat. And maybe it's just step after step, or maybe there's a bit of buoyancy in the body. There's an exploration on the way. Just make this yours. Simple or exploratory. A couple more breaths and we'll meet at the top of the mat. And when you get there, hands to your center, whether that be the low belly, whether you gather at the heart, or maybe a little bit of both, just find your hands at home on your body. Big breath in. and sigh out. Beautiful. All right, inhale, arms inflate wide, soft bend in the knees and then press through the feet. A couple more times like that. Soft bend in the knees and then press through the feet, so that's what is really kind of pushing you up, sprouting you up, again like this. This time left wrist, reach off the right side of the mat, side dancer. And really imagine that you can like open up all your little ribs here, like you had windows in between your ribs, and you're opening all the windows, especially on the left side body. And then exhale, curtsy pose. Bend the knees, pour yourself forward as the hands reach back in. If you can imagine, like the tailbone and each finger is reaching back, 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 and the crown of the head is reaching forward. And find a bit of movement here. And then push into the right foot, and we'll come back up to center. Exhale, hands return home to body. Full round of breath. All right, other side. Step off left side of the mat and open the windows of the ribs on the right side. And then melt down into curtsy pose and kind of find that equal opposition. That little bit of tension between a reach in both directions. And then push into the left foot as you gather high. And then exhale, hands return home to center. All right. Again, soft bend in the knees. Push through the feet to lift up. And shift over to the right. Just a full round of breath here. Maybe there's a spiral of the wrists. Anything that feels nice. And then pour forward into curtsy pose. Yeah. This time, gaze down. The left hand's going to come to the left corner of the mat. And very slowly, the left leg is going to reach to the back of the mat. And the right arm lifts up. Gaze follows. Find some pulse and some buoyancy here. All right. Slowly slide back the right foot a bit. And we're going to turn all 10 toes to the right. All 10 toes to the right. And you can let the left hip slide down. And then this is yours. Roll around and explore a little subtle nuance, so you often don't have to move much. But see what's here. I like to kind of push my elbow away at the thigh. Push the thigh away with the elbow. And then rock on the left hip to kind of open up left side body, but you'll find your own way in. All right, we're gonna do a pivot. We're gonna pivot around to wide leg forward fold. So begin to gaze forward, plant the hands, and then shift wide leg forward fold. Toes in, heels out, pour forward. And then really soft in one knee and then the other, bend side to side. Right hand plants down right underneath the gaze. And the left fingertips can begin to touch at the right wrist, and you'll slide back. And do this a couple times, peeling back, gazing up with the left hand. So we kind of did this at the very beginning, just grazing your fingers along the map of you as you open. And then this last time, left arm goes underneath the right arm. Eagle the arms and sit the hips back into a goddess pose. It can be quite soft. Squeeze at the arms. One more big pulse here, building a little bit of heat. And then unwind and reach towards the top in a warrior two. Still have this pulse, this natural pulse in the body. Reverse warrior or reverse triangle, whichever feels better. And then a big wave down, downward facing dog. full round of breath. And then hands slowly walk back to the feet. And whenever you arrive, bend the knees, press down so that you slowly unfurl up. Maybe a little shake through the body. Ha! And then just as slow and maybe a little bit weirder, walk up to the top of the mat and just feel in. Maybe think spiral. Non-linear. There's many ways to get there, many ways to get home. And when you arrive at the top of the mat, hands find body. And the body finds the hands. Can you feel that relationship, that pushing back into? Hands kissing the body, body kissing the hands. There's a beautiful breeze right now. Maybe you can feel any heat on your skin or a fan or the wind. Taking a moment to notice any sensory input. And then soft bend in the knees. Arms go wide and upside dancer on the left. Exhale, curtsy pose. Little pulse here. Right hand comes to the corner of the mat as it's a big step back to the back of the mat. Peel open to the left, gaze follows the fingers. So you know where we're headed this time. We're going to come into all 10 toes towards the left, so it's a very slow maneuver, finding your way and your shape. Likely it's quite different on this side, so stay curious. Couple more rounds of breath here. It's like you're sliding into this pose, like you're sliding into a hot bath, taking your time, getting there, feeling it as you do. And then begin to spiral towards the top, and we'll slither around. Wide leg forward fold. Soft knees, wag your tail. And then the left hand plants, right fingertips graze sweetly along the body as you open. Gaze follows. A couple more times like this. Taking a twist. Right arm wraps underneath the left arm. Eagle pose. Stillness or sway. See what it's like to find possibly the sensation in the bottoms of the feet and the way that they meet the mat. Can you press down through the pinky toe edge side, through the toes and the balls of the feet, yet lift at the arch? And then unwind, slide forward, warrior two. Bit of a pulse. Rolling the shoulders back a couple times. Maybe a sigh or a hum. Then reverse warrior. Wave it down. Downward facing dog. This time we'll lift the heels, tuck the chin to the chest, and then round the upper back and be guided by the back of the heart. Knees drip down. Untuck the toes and then slowly slide torso down. Hands go wide, chin to chest. Little baby cobras. 2 or 3 or 4, and maybe you kind of slide side to side. Do this little biased off-cut, I don't know the language I'm looking for here, to the side. Yeah. Tuck the toes. Slither back. puppy pose or melting heart. So arms go long. Heart drips down, hips over the heels, and just let gravity have you here for a few rounds of breath. Let your bones settle. Slide into this shape, sink into this shape. Slide a bit deeper into you, the you that's here, the body that's here, the breath that's here. Hips slowly to the heels, couple breaths in child's pose. And then leaving the hips to the heels, you can slowly glide yourself up. Arms go wide and high. A couple times like that. Maybe they cross in front of the system, cross in front of the heart, and then open and rise. And again, open, reach, and then let the hands find return home. Let them land where they land. Feeling the heartbeat, feeling the pulse. All these little vibratory love notes of aliveness. The more that we do these practices and others that I'm sure that you have, we create this pattern and this pathway of remembering the way back home. And it gets easier. We find ourselves off track as we always will. Maybe notice with sweetness as we pivot. Notice with sweetness as we pivot with a smile back home. I'm gonna leave you here. A few moments of quiet, feeling, sensing space.